Hey guys, it's Christy from the Stamp Cycle here, and welcome to the last video of our Critter Mania video series. So if you're just tuning in, there are 5 other videos out there that show you how to create each one of these cute little critters using this Fox Builder Punch from Stampin' Up. And today is the last critter that I'm going to show you how to make, and that is this cute little beaver. And I'll show you how you can also make this same critter into a bear if you didn't want to make the beaver. So let's get started. So the colors that you're going to need today are Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, Whisper White, Basic Black, and Blushing Bride. And for the Basic Black and the Blushing Bride, you only need these strips of cardstock because we're just cutting out the eyes, nose, and ears. Okay, so let's first cut out the main pieces, which is the Early Espresso, and you're going to want to cut out the entire punch in the Early Espresso. And you are going to want to keep most of those pieces. So we'll need the head, the body. We do not need the tail, the face, or the ear or nose. So these are the pieces we'll keep from the Early Espresso. And then you want to take the crumb cake, and we're going to need to cut out 2 of the, I'm calling these masks, but this could be the bottom of the face portion. So there's 1. And then let's cut out 1 more. Okay, and then there's 2. All right, and then for the other colors, for the Whisper White, all we need is this little tuft of hair. We just need to cut that out once. And that is going to be what we're going to use for the teeth. So we just need that. And then for the nose and ears, we need to cut out 1 nose and 2 ear centers. So I'm just going to slide this piece of Blushing Bride. By using a strip like that, it makes it very easy to slide it into place so you don't have to waste a bunch of cardstock by sliding a whole piece in just to get these 2 tiny little areas. So this saves you cardstock, and you usually have scraps left over from projects. So don't throw those scraps away because you can use them for making punch art like this. So let's get all these pieces we don't need out of the way so it doesn't confuse you. All right, and then we need to cut out some eyes. And as I've shown you in previous videos, I use the Owl Builder Punch, and I use these 2 small circles here for all of the eyes on my critter. And again, I just use a strip of black cardstock so that I don't have to waste an entire big piece of cardstock just to get these tiny little eyeballs. Okay, and that should be all the punching that we need to do. So let me clear the pieces that we don't need out of here so that doesn't confuse you, and then throw those away. All right, and then let's get putting our little beaver together. Now, these extra pieces that I have over here that we're not going to use, as I've shown you in all my videos, I keep what I call my critter body bag, and this is where I put all my extra pieces so that I'm not wasting them. And if I need an extra piece for another critter, I can just go to that body bag instead of having to use an entire sheet of paper and punch it all out again. It's good to hang on to those bits if you like to create critters. Okay, so let's first work on the head here. And you know, bears have rounded ears, not these pointy ears like the fox or the cat. So you're just going to want to take your paper snips and come up here and round the ears. And you know, the ears don't have to be exactly the same. No one's going to look that close. And if they do, well, oh well, right? So you just want to round them like that. Can you see? Yep. And then we need to do the same for these tiny little pink inserts, because that really doesn't look right to have rounded ears and then these triangle-shaped ear centers. So what I do is I just take my tweezers and I hold the bottom of the triangle and then I just trim the top off and round it so that it fits into the ear like that, giving you that rounded center. So hopefully that makes sense. And having these tweezers is helpful for making these critters. A lot of these pieces are tiny and they're hard to hold. And I have pretty short nails, so I find that these tweezers help me out a lot. So you want to do that to both centers of the ear. And then we can cut down our teeth for the mouth. So this, let me see, there you can see it. So this comes in like a little tuft of hair, and we really only need 2 of the teeth. And if you look at this tuft of hair, you'll have 2 that are kind of lined up side by side, and then this one little piece that kind of juts off. We want the 2 that are the closest together, and you're just going to trim off that tuft like that. And then teeth, unless this is a Dracula beaver, teeth are not that sharp, so I'll just come here and trim off the tips to create more of a, I don't know if the light you can see that very well, but kind of square shaped teeth. Now you could come in here and get a little more detailed. You could come up and cut the teeth more, but this is punch art. It's I like it to be fast and easy, so you put as much detail and effort into it as you want. Okay, so the last thing that we need to cut down is the center of his tummy. So you just take one of these bottoms of the face that we cut out, and we're just going to cut one side off and leaving a diamond shape like this. Okay, now we are ready to put our critter together. Oh, nope, no we're not. One last piece here. The face is pointy. This works well for the fox, skunk, other critters like that. But for the bear, we want rounded edges. So I'm just going to come in here, use my paper snips, and just round the edge and do that on each side. And try to get it to be as matched up and as even on each side as possible. Now, okay, now we're ready to put together our critter, and I use Ranger Multimedia Matte. The reason why I use this glue as opposed to some of the other glues is it does dry. It does dry matte, so if I get a little too much glue, it will dry clear and matte, and you will not see the extra glue. When you're making these little critters, it is easy to use too much glue because some of the pieces are tiny. So first you're going to take that tummy piece and you'll put that into the center of your bear's belly, and then you can take this mouth that we've created and you just put that on the bottom of the bear, leaving a strip of brown. I hope you can see that. You don't want the crumb cake to come all the way to the bottom here. You do want to leave a little bit of brown. And actually, before that gets glued down, we need to slide our teeth in there. Almost forgot the most important part of the beaver. And you will need to kind of trim off some of this white because that will stick out the other side. And you just slide that into the center, giving him those little beaver teeth. Can you see that? Oh my God, how cute is that? All right, now let's add our nose. And you just want to put this nose right in the center of this curve and in the bottom of the mouthpiece that we did. And then we can add the 2 eyes. This bear is ended up being a little more wonkier than the other one. Not a bear, I'm sorry. The beaver. And its teeth are not sticking. We might have to add some more glue there. Alright, so now I'm just adding the insides of the ears. And these teeth do not want to stay in there, so I'm going to slide them out. Add a little bit of glue to the back of the teeth, and then I'll just slide those back in, and hopefully that will hold them down. And then now we just need to put the head on to the body, and then add this cute little tail. So you know, I'm not really sure. You know, beavers have that big flat tail in real life. Couldn't really come up with the best way to make that, so I just thought this little tuft of hair looked cute. It could look like the flat part of its tail. So maybe this is maybe a woodchuck or a chipmunk as opposed to a beaver, but I don't know. It's a cute animal. I'm calling it a beaver. I just think it looks adorable. Now, I said that you could create this into a bear. So what you could do is omit the teeth, so do not put the teeth, and then instead of putting this tuft of hair, you could take it and trim it down. So trim off all of the little pointies so it's just like a nub, and that would be a bear. So this critter is versatile. It can be a chipmunk. You could easily make it into a chipmunk, a beaver, or you can make it into a bear. And that is the last critter that I wanted to show you how to make. So here are just all the other ones that I showed you in my previous videos. So be sure to check out my YouTube channel to see some of the other videos if you want to see how to create any of these other critters. Well, thanks guys. This has been a lot of fun. This box builder punch is very versatile. These are just a few of the critters that you could come up with using that punch. So I'd love to see what you create and if you have any other ideas for critters. But thank you guys for joining me for this video series, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks.